your symptoms to doctor-recommended prescription in your booklet and take the right meds now and get well faster.
This is not a first aid kit. It's like having an urgent care in your home. It includes doctor-prescribed medications to treat over 39 medical issues like respiratory infections, strep throat, pneumonia, UTIs, and more.
No waiting to see the doctor and no standing in line at the pharmacy. It's right here.
Every home should have at least one medical emergency kit, and here's how to order.
Go to worldviewhealthcare.com. Your kit to treat dozens of common and serious illnesses is rushed to your door. worldviewhealthcare.com. That's worldviewhealthcare.com.
The emergency kit available at worldviewhealthcare.com. Make sure you don't have to go to urgent care. I got pneumonia. I didn't have to go. I took this last year. Stayed at home, went to bed.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for joining me today. What is today? Wow, December 2nd, Tuesday. What happened? 2025 is gone. That's all right. I do look forward to 2026, though. We are live on worldviewtube.com, worldviewtube, Rumble, and X account. Also, worldviewtube app, which, as I say every day on the show, it is for free, and I strongly encourage you to go get the app. It does help with notifications. I think soon we're going to be live on other platforms. I'm just checking to make sure if we are live on other platforms. Soon we're going to be live on X America News X, and my platforms on Facebook, Rumble, YouTube, and Substack. I don't necessarily want to dive in until we do go live there. At the same time, I don't want to stop too much. Oh, we are. Okay. We are, but somehow my feed is not showing. Okay. We are good. Perfect. So we are live on all those platforms as well. There's a lot to talk about, specifically following yesterday's topic, which was, how failed immigration loopholes in Western countries are creating problems for us here or citizens of those countries. But before I go there, before I start on that, I want to talk this segment. I want to talk about something not necessarily different related to Islam. But for those of you who might have missed it, yesterday, Pope Leo arrived in Lebanon. I don't really know what is Pope doing in Lebanon, but whatever. So he arrives in Lebanon, and he has two messages. One of the messages is of encouragement for the two-state solution between Palestine and Israel. That's one. The second message he has is to the Lebanese people, telling the people of Lebanon to stay. Don't leave, stay, and help to bring peace into your country. Why do I care to bring this up? Number one, again, I have been carefully crafting my sentences around the Catholic Church's popes since I started this. When originally Pope Leo was named as the new pope, I released a Substack. I put out a Substack, kind of having my very well educated guests that don't, because a lot of people were all like, say, oh, first American from Chicago, he's going to be this, his that. And I kind of put a warning out there of don't get all excited. It's not going to be different. And of course, in return, I received a lot of backlash of you're prejudging, you don't look at his background. That's one reason I'm bringing this up of, I warned you. This Pope isn't going to change things for better, nor is he going to follow God's words. Aside the fact of I have said it, many other experts have said it, is the fact that biblically, now when you're a pope, if I misunderstood the concept of pope, please correct me on the comment sections, but you're a pope, a Catholic Church, the Catholic Church's pope. meaning you follow God's words, biblical words. The two-state solution has been, and is going to be stepping on God's words, splitting the land of Israel to give it to non-existing history, a non-existing group of people, a non-existing race, should not come out of Pope's mouth, or anybody else's for that matter, by the way. Any follower of Christ in whatever position should not entertain the two-state solution. Now, you want to entertain it? Good for you. Now, going back to the entire myth of two-state solution. Pope or anyone else, why would you think two-state solution would help? Why? Been there, done that. Right? Been there, done that. That Palestinians and the Palestinian Authority and the Hamas members and Iran and Hezbollah and the Houthis and the rest of them, that they stop, that they say, okay, thank you, this is the agreement we're signing, this is our side, this is your side, beautiful, let's coexist. No. Again, the myth of two-state solution is nothing but a myth. Second part, Pope Leo telling the people of Lebanon to don't leave, stay, work toward bringing peace to your company. First of all, again, let's go back to, I've done this, I think I've done a Substack or it's on my drafts happening. Lebanon and the desire, I don't know, by the way, on the comment section, I'm curious because sometimes I feel like because I know so much about something or some area, everybody else does too. But let me know how much you know, putting Hezbollah aside. The entire day-to-day danger and terrorism and bombing coming from Hezbollah toward Israel, putting that aside, how much actually do you know about Lebanon as a country and the people of Lebanon? Because I'm curious as to if I should address it, if I should get into details, or if I should dedicate a Substack to it. But to tell the people of Lebanon to sit tight as me and the Western countries and the Western leaders are going to somehow solve your solution is not only a joke, but it's an insult. People of Lebanon are suffering day to day because of another failed color revolution orchestrated by Western leaders. They are suffering every day because of another miscalculated enabling of jihadist group by Western leaders. Now, I'm not saying they should stay or they should leave. That's not for me to call. Again, I'm an immigrant. I left, I ran, I escaped to make it to America. So I'm not going to sit here and tell them what to do. But if Pope Leo is going to tell them what to do, he should lower the level of hypocrisy in the lies. He should say, though I acknowledge that you're suffering, and when I say suffering, it's true suffering. Your suffering, your exhaustion, your absolute starvation, though I realize comes from the same people I'm asking you to trust to bring peace to your country, but I'm a hypocrite who's going to tell you half-truth, and I'm going to tell you to stay and don't flood the other countries. Now, mind you, again, though Lebanon is mainly technically under control of Hezbollah, we have a Lebanese government. But the Lebanese government pretty much bowed to Hezbollah a long time ago. So they're puppets. Hezbollah tell them what to do, they do it. They are broke. They are crippled. But don't forget that what we are about to dive into applies exactly to Lebanon as well. Two categories of Lebanese people. May I remind you, Brigitte Gabriel, one of the loudest voices out there, pro-America, anti-Sharia, a name that has been out there exposing Muslim Brotherhood, all of that. Where is she from? Lebanon. She's Lebanese, right? So one category are the Christian Lebanese, the forced to be Muslim Lebanese, meaning they're decent people. And then we have the other category, the very Lebanese who come and flood the Western countries under disguise of poor refugee needing better life, seeking freedom, and infiltrate. Which I'll get to this. I'll get to more detail of it in next few segments. But point is, the good ones barely make it out of these countries. They're not. It's not zero, but it's a rare number. It's a smaller percentage. The other ones make it out because they have help. There are soldiers of Hezbollah and Houthis and ISIS and Al-Qaeda and all of them, so they get out easier. They get imported into Western countries. But I just wanted to address this. I still don't even know why. What is this Pope guy doing? Again, I'm not shocked because I was the first person to put out Substack and say, heads up, don't get your hopes too high. Just because he's American doesn't mean much. So I'm not shocked. I was expecting this Pope to be as ridiculous and hypocritical as the last one and the one before that. But this one I just couldn't. I'm like, okay, so you travel all the way to Lebanon to promote two-state solution. By the way, why are you promoting two-state solution inside Lebanon? Proving my point? And then tell the Lebanese people that the very people who broke your nation, shattered your culture, are coming to rescue you. I just felt like I need to talk about this. I need to inform people, especially because I noticed some people putting his words out as some sort of, I don't know, wisdom, words of wisdom by Pope Leo. So, okay, that I'm glad I got to squeeze that in my first segment so we can take the next segments to deep dive into the issue of, I'm calling it the split fork of immigration. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take our first ad break. When we come back, I check on your comments, and then we're going to dive back into this issue. Be right back.
Well, hello, everybody. It's Annie Cyrus. Welcome to my art studio where all the magic happens. This is the station for painting, and that is the station for all the resin art I do. If you want to check out my art, all you gotta do is go to lutfstudio.com. But I'm sure, or at least I hope, I'll see you at lutfstudio.com.
Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for staying with me until now. And yes, head over to lutfstudio.com. Our Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale is going to end in 2 days. In 2 days it's end. So until then, you can still grab your items with 25% off across the store. And on top of that, you can use promo code MISSION to get an extra 10% off. And of course, that way you are supporting my work. And as always, if you want to support my work outside of my artist studio, I strongly encourage you to become a paid subscriber on my Substack. Thank you for those of you who already did that yesterday during the show or after the show. I appreciate it. We are officially in list for 26 active new paid subscribers, and to show more of my gratitude and keep us all motivated, we're doing a new thing where every week I will be picking a handmade cross and I will be sending it to one of that week's paid subscriber. Again, just a token of my appreciation. That's liveuptofreedom.substack.com. And as I mentioned yesterday, if you like to send a gift for my birthday, which is next Monday, you can go to my website. There are two options there. You can either click on the banner of Annie's birthday gift, and that way you go to a PayPal link, or you can click on the wish list where you can purchase an item or two from my wish list on Amazon that will contribute to my art studio. so many ways, and I'm always grateful for all of the ways you choose to support me. I know I kind of started the show a little off through my own head, but we are live, so I do look for your comments, questions, suggestions, concern, agreement, and disagreement on the comment section. Okay, so my earlier Substack that came out today, pretty much, as I said, because of our discussion yesterday, I figured I need to write another, scratching surface a little bit, showing problems a little bit, possibly with solutions. Sometimes there are none. And the Substack talks about how a lot, not one or two, not isolated events, a lot of population of Muslims coming to Western countries, either Europe, Canada, America, any of them, they don't come to join the free country and the freedoms and the blessings and contribute, but rather to use the host nation as their recruiting hub. Or why would they want to do this? I explain in a minute. Or to use the host nation as their hunting hub. So we have the recruiting hub, we have the hunting hub. The hunting hub is, where do you find more coffers than Western countries? So makes Western countries perfect candidate for hunting, right? Convert or kill, convert or kill. The recruiting is the convert part, the hunting hub is the kill part. And Western countries automatically, by nature of today's geopolitics, most of Western countries have the freedom of religion, at least. So you have a lot of coffers running around. Now, some of them you can infiltrate by converting, by recruiting. Some you don't. So you end up being a street. I refer to it on my Substack as the street jihadist, right? Now, I use different names and cases and examples. Those of you who read my Substack, I try to do more than one. But I kind of focused or emphasized on one person, which is Abdul Qadir Mumin. You don't have to pronounce it that way. Abdul Qadir Mumin. Why do I pick on him? Well, many are picking on him. By the way, I need to make a correction. If it could pop his picture up, I don't know why, but I feel like if you see his face, you can relate to my discussion. And I need to stand corrected before we go on air. We were talking, me and my producer, and the question was, his beard. He was not born with it. However, he doesn't dye it the Western way. He uses henna, which is the halal approved organic Islamic format. You see a lot of women use it on their hair, or sometimes you might see hands of Pakistani women, if you see their hands. It has like a brownish color on it. So he apparently does dye his beard orange, though I thought he was born with it, but I did look and confirmed. Anyways, this man, what is his story? Why do I care? Well, I care about all of them. I care about talk about all of them. But what is his story? This man went to Sweden as an asylum seeker. As a young man in his early 20s, he goes, now where is he born? Somalia, I should mention that. He's Somalian. He goes to Sweden seeking asylum. He gets his asylum approved. Stays in Sweden for a couple of years, then moves freely, another big glitch of Europe, freely moves to UK. And starts becoming a UK preacher and imam. Starts being an imam at a mosque in London. If you look at his, now, no public videos of his preachers are available because apparently his mosque did not allow any filming, any broadcasting, any live streaming, which would make you first say, why not? Why not? Secondly, you hear from those who attended his church or those who heard him in a discussion with themselves saying that his most of his speech was the Sharia supremacy over the law of the land. His main focus was on obligation of Muslims to bring everybody back to Muhammad, meaning preach and convert. He also was big on his sermons. He was also very big on promoting obligatory jihad. He continued being an imam in UK, no problem. Though it was reported that he is radicalizing Londoners, went unnoticed. Even though it was reported to the authorities, by the way, it was reported that his mosque where he preaches has involvement with radicalization, it went unnoticed. I'm going to make a very long story. I can literally make it. People should make a documentary out of this. I can't because I don't have the time and the budget, but make a documentary out of this guy. Long story, a little shorter, freely through Sweden, freely through UK, while mastering the ideology and the culture and the aspect and the point of view of Europeans. He ends up going back home, Somalia, and became the leader of the Somalian ISIS chapter. And when this originally broke, it was like, oh no, how could it have been? How could we not see this? And everybody bought it. Again, I went in more detail on my Substack. I think when I write, I'm way less sarcastic because I don't need the face and the hand. Anyways. And in June or July of 2024, there was a lot of rumors that, U.S. operated and they targeted him and he's dead, and he wasn't. He wasn't. He's alive, very much. And now, within the last 2 weeks, his name is coming back up. Why? Looks like he is making his next move to become the global, the one head of ISIS. Will it happen? I don't know. But that's not the point. That is not the point. The point is, this man went on in his early 20s, he managed to become a refugee in Sweden and then gain access in UK and then go back be an ISIS leader for Somalia, now possibly globally. I'm sorry, bear with me for 1 second, guys. Okay, I do apologize. Trust me, that was urgent. Very urgent. Anyways. A few things we need to break here. For so long, a lot of us out here have been saying these loopholes through immigration, either in Europe or here, doesn't matter. I want to repeat this. This isn't just a Europe issue. On my Substack, I brought examples of America and the preachers and the imams or the recruiters or whatever happening in America too. So I don't want you to tune out. Oh, that's Europe. Europe is gone. No, it has happened here too. When we don't understand, a Western mindset, which is beautiful, but beautiful mindset or a beautiful mind can sometimes destroy you. A beautiful mindset of migration is about compassion and humanity crisis, and we need to help them. Again, I am an immigrant myself, so bear with me. All of that also has the other side. On my Substack, I said there's the migration and then there's the manipulation. We are suffering from not seeing the manipulation side. The softness of the cultural acceptance. Now, I'm going to narrow it down to America for a minute, because majority of my audience are from America. The naive and the nice outcome. Oh, these poor Middle Easterns, they need homes, they need hugs, they need jobs. I was one of them, and I'm grateful, but not every single one of them need a hug or a job or a home. A lot of them come here to turn this land into where they come from, right? And as long as we don't see that, if we don't understand the other side, I said it yesterday, don't be radical one way or another. I'm not saying don't allow anyone in. I'm saying let's learn to see the both side of this coin. This coin we're going to call migration from here on out on the show has two sides. One side is what we know, majority of people look at as migration, escaping tyrannical government, escaping for your life, escaping persecution, to come to a land that's going to offer you better life, better future, and prosperity. The other side of this coin is manipulation through migration. Let me quickly plug my book again. One of the major chapters of my book is the manipulation through migration, which you are familiar with the name Hijra, migration jihad. And as long as anyone from my next door neighbor all the way to the president of this country, anyone in between refuses to see the other side of this coin, the suffering shall continue and the conquer shall continue. We're going to go to our next ad break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
But with Brandon, it's always cutting edge stuff happening in the world, and it's not just from the political angle, because you can get that on other platforms, but it's always from the biblical angle. So you're dealing with a guy that loves Jesus, you're dealing with a guy that's very intelligent, you're dealing with a guy that is cutting edge conservatism, and you're dealing with a guy that wants to be biblical all at the same time. And so for that reason alone, I hope many, many people will not just lift up his ministry in prayer, but will also financially get behind it, because from the angle I'm trying to describe, he really is the only game in town. And we desperately need it in these last days. Can I get an amen to that?
Okay, welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for staying with me until now. And yes, amen. Guys, again, this week, end of this week, we will be joining you even on my platforms with the Worldview Tube end of the year giving. But I want to encourage you today. As you all know, those of you who followed me on my platforms, watching me, those of you who followed me for a while, you know that I have been removed, censored, canceled by many, including those that you thought are on side. But Brown House has kept me on. My show, having me on his show regularly, inviting me as his speaker at his events. So please support Worldview Tube, because the longer Worldview Tube is operating, the longer people like me get a chance to continue exposing everything that needs to be exposed. You can do that also so many different ways. So I would just say go to worldviewtube.com and check out the page. The menu option, they have the vault, you can become a member. There's the donations that you can make. They have a store with lots of useful, practical, and necessary products you can purchase. There are Brandon's books that I would strongly suggest you purchase. So many ways, worldviewtube.com. Perfect. I do see your comments coming, but let me quickly close on what I was saying. So the two side of the coin. So remember, so far we have got to two sections. So we have the genuine, legit, good people who migrate, one side of the coin. The other side is the manipulators, right? Now, I want to also split the manipulators into two categories. We have those like Mr. Mumin, the orangely Hanad beard, and people like him who come to Western countries under fake names, fake identities, crying help, seeking freedom to establish their authority within the Islamic societies to become leaders. When they go back, they either become leaders, they become actually foot soldiers for ISIS and Al-Qaeda. The second category, as I referred to, the street jihadists, are those who come here to hunt, right? Those who come here to either themselves position themselves like the, Boston Marathon bombing brothers, or the September 11 hijackers, and I can go on, or those who stay here to recruit the future hunters and soldiers. We have two category, and both category and I want to say this, What I'm explaining here is not some complicated ex-Muslim mindset could differentiate and spot. And even if it was, well, our government could hire a bunch of us, the ex-Muslim, who can spot the pattern, and then we could train their people to spot it. Fair enough? Where I'm going is we have a major problem, yes, but then we have a very easy solution to the problem, and that solution is not ultimately abandoning every person from certain countries. That is not the solution. That can never be the solution. Solution is bring back the trainings that were purged by FBI per CARE request. CARE being Council for American Islamic Relations. This is public record. It's documented. I don't need to give you a Quranic verse for it. Every word referring to jihad, Islamic terrorism, Islamic ideology was purged from all FBI trainings. We need to bring all of that back. We need our agents, FBI agent, CIA agent, NCIS agent, Alphabet Soup agents, ICE agents, you name them agents, every single one of them need to be retrained. Not trained to profile. No, trained on the roots of an ideology that is creating the system that is producing the actors. Profiling the actor shall not give you the solution to the root of the problem. Do I make sense? Because in my head, this is all making sense. And that's one of the reasons I get fairly frustrated. This is not a complicated issue. This is not some glitch in the system. This is not some mistaken human error. This is a coordinated effort by our people against us. I want to sit here all day and blame Islam, but I can't. Today, as I sit here and talk to you, I cannot blame Islam because that toolbox can easily be removed and put outside, and we're done with hearing the ticking bomb. Yes, it is shameful. It is sad that today in 2025, human society still has access to this toolbox known as Islam. But how it's ticking at every single American door is not the toolbox issue anymore. It's not. It's the coordinated system that our government has put in place. Knowingly or not unknowingly, doesn't matter. At this point, it makes no difference if they are aware of putting these ticking bombs at their citizens' doors or not. It doesn't. All of our agencies need to be retrained, and I repeat, not on profiling Muslims, no. On understanding the ideology of Islam and Sharia. That's what they need to understand. A police officer running towards a guy screaming Allahu Akbar with a machete will not react the right way, not understanding what's causing this. When there's an overwhelming shootings and bombings and why am I drawing a blank on the word that happened in DC? Ambushing. It's because a lot of our responding officers and agents and soldiers are not mentally trained for what they're about to face. And it's about to get worse because the newer generation that are being trained today are being trained on the myth of Islam is a religion of peace, and a bunch of lone wolves and lone actors are involved. Next step is to place proper conduct and actions for every agency, every single one of them. We cannot count on FBI to go chase terrorists after ICE failed to catch them. If you sit here, again, the Afghan guy in DC, when immigration failed to catch this guy and issued the asylum approval, that was the first failure. Now from there, we're going to have to send FBI to go chase after the guy, or we can all sit here and wait for him to show himself commit the act he was here to commit, and then send the FBI to dig his background. I'm telling you, when I came to America, the moment I had my first appointment, first interview at the embassy, a U.S. embassy in Istanbul, Turkey, when I was leaving, I was informed that your next appointment, your next interview will be scheduled as soon as your FBI background check is cleared. I didn't throw punches. I didn't scream racism. I didn't cry victimhood. I said, wonderful, thank you. I look forward to coming back. And I left. You know why? Because I knew who I am, where I come from. I'm not planning to sneak into U.S. to go blow something up. I don't mind. Wonderful. Let me know when that comes back, and I will come back for my second interview. Which, side note, it actually happened. September 11 happened. Forget about background check. All embassies shut down. And even at that age, I completely understood. We all did. Me and my roommates, we all knew what happened, and we understood why it happened. Because myself and none of my roommates were planning to come and kill people here, or convert people, or recruit ISIS soldiers. See what I'm saying? We need proper protocols, and when failure happens, there has to be accountability. There has to be consequences. There has to be punishments. I said it yesterday on my show. The person who approved that asylum case of that Afghan refugee shall be held accountable. If that person comes and say, listen, I approved because FBI cleared him, then the FBI agent who cleared him is next in line. Guys, this is not complicated. I don't know, maybe my brain is so used to complicated that complicated seems simple to me, but I'm sitting here again, writing that book, well, finalizing that book in last couple of weeks. I keep staring at my own writing. I'm like, the solution is way too easy. Why are we chasing after our tails every day? Why are we even sitting here blaming this administration versus that? It has nothing to do with neither one. All administrations are acting confused. They're acting. Even if they're not acting, I'm going to give them a break here and say they are confused.
Hello, I'm Brandon House. Would you like to gain access to over 20 years of my radio shows, TV shows, my books? I've written 15 books, and most of those books are ebooks now. And we have conference DVDs, conferences where we filmed our conferences at the Ozarks, literally starting 20 years ago. It's all available in our archived vault. All you have to do is go to worldviewtube.com/vault, worldviewtube.com/vault, and for a reasonable monthly fee, you gain access to over 20 years of Christian worldview programming, news, information, books, documentaries, and a powerful search engine. And folks, it's a great way not only to educate yourself, equip yourself, but it's a big way that you can help fund our continuation as a broadcast network. Please check it out. worldviewtube.com/vault, worldviewtube.com/vault, and help us continue pushing out a Christian worldview.
You woke up with a sore throat.
Oh, did I? Okay, welcome back. And I'm sorry. I have no idea what just happened. My entire system just shut itself down. I mean, literally the laptop just shut itself down. So I'm sorry. Solution is right in front of us. It is not hard to fix this problem. It starts with education. And I was saying that I can give all the administration their break and say they're confused. There are plenty of us being, ex-Muslims, experts on Islam and Sharia. They're more than welcome to grab us and let us, and I'm not saying listen to us all biased and Islamophobe. No, let us show them the actual proof of this ideology and show them how to spot it. And the sad news is, as I was going to actually look at your comments, I'm sorry, since the system crashed, everything crashed. So I'm sorry. All of your comments are gone from my end, not from the platforms. But so I'm going to need you to put, so if you like to repeat your comments or questions, this would be the time I would look for. And Thomas, can you let me know, are we going to take another ad break or we're good since we had that crash? Okay, perfect. So we're just going to head for closing here in like 12 minutes, I think. John on Facebook said, John Guandolo talked about his training being canceled by Obama administration. Same with Phil Haney. Yes, a lot of training has been canceled, and I agree with you. That's what I'm trying to say. Obama canceled it. Okay, why isn't Trump resuming it? I know personally I have written letters to Trump administration asking, begging, please, can I have 5 minutes? Just 5 minutes, that's all. Everybody who, on personal level, I'm going to say it now on air, guys, I have literally prayed and prayed, and the very first copy of this book, my book, the first copy that is in my hand, guess where it's going? The first copy will be mailed to President Trump. He can grab it and throw it in the trash. He can grab it and read it. I don't care. But this is where the mission is. I think I said it yesterday. This book that I wrote, Lord willing, will come out soon. This book, I will, out of my own pocket, I will send free copies to President Trump, Pete Hegseth, Kash Patel. You name your church, I'll have a copy for your pastor. Tell me your police department, the chief of your police department. I'll send one to your police department chief. This is why I put my focus on it. This is why I wrote it. Because I realized the very first step. Now, the book also has a chapter on how to stop all of this, not just migration issue. The entire system of jihad in Western countries, I have it practical. The segment of each section has a section that says practical countermeasures. I have literally listed practical countermeasures for each one of these jihad fronts. You name them. From combat jihad to financial jihad to civilization jihad to migration jihad to missionary jihad, any chapter of the book. And then the very last chapter on the last call of the book, you call it what? Conclusion of the book. I call it the last chapter. I also have a step-by-step for my fellow citizens. There are countermeasures for government departments and judiciary departments and churches, but then I also have a chapter for my fellow citizens. Hey guys, this is what we can do. And I hope you, I don't know, maybe I am, without knowing, this isn't about me plugging this book. This is about me finishing the book and realizing how easier than I even imagine it is to reverse this damage of Islamization in America. The question is, do we have enough citizens? Do we have enough citizens who still care enough to actually take these countermeasures, to do the education, to push against this? We call it open border, but let's face it, open border isn't the only crack. It's not. This Afghan guy in DC, he didn't come to the country through the open border. We flew him in the country. And yes, there is a very thin line. I'm very aware that there's a very thin line that we have to be careful not to cross. Radical on each side. And I understand it does take proper resources for, at least back to today's topic, for our immigration process to be properly placed. I get that. But it's doable. It's 2025. It is beyond doable. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Shirley says, you are right as always. I can't understand why people don't get it. The problem is people can't be bothered to study this ideology. Shirley, that is very correct. And again, allow me to brag about the book one more time, which I feel like it's so unfair. I keep talking about a book that I can't even offer you today. I'm sorry. I'm working on it. I am. And I'm going to be blunt. If the more support through the artist store or the paid subscribers on Substack, the faster remember, it's self-publishing, so I need to do the steps. But then if I'm cutting through my show or writing or whatever, then I can't do that. Anyways, you get it. I'm asking for support. But this is the beauty of this book again. On the preface I mentioned, you can use the book in 5 minutes, in 5 hours, in 5 days, in 5 months. That is the way I structured the book. Is where even if you don't want to be bothered to study the ideology, that's completely fine. That's fine. Find a chapter that is related to you, right? To where you're seeing the shift, you're seeing the problem. And you can read, the chapters are pretty short. Well, for me, I'm a reader, so I don't know. Between 11 to 15 pages of normal paper, though, the front book, when formatted. Read that, and then, as I said, I have the practical countermeasure, and then I have call to action. So I'm hoping, surely, this book will help with the whole, oh, who wants to go read the Quran? Don't. That's fine. You don't even need to read the Quran. I give you all the Islamic individual pieces you need. Oh, yeah, thank you, John. I wish. I'm not giving up. I know I make a good advisor, and I am very capable of staying unbiased toward my advising, but I don't see any of these administrations calling me anytime soon, or ever, for that matter. Have you ever talked to the administration? I have tried. I got everybody's voicemail, let's put it that way. I actually used your words today, I know, as to the delivery guy, activated and deactivated Muslims, and he finally got it. Awesome. Yes, let's, and that's why education is important. And I don't mean college degree, let's replace the narrative. There is no radical versus moderate. It's activated, deactivated. That's all. There is no radical. It's activated. Break the norm of mind. It is possible. Amen, Jonathan. Exactly my point. They broke our norm. I'm not even saying break the norm. No, I'm just saying let's take our norm back. Child bride, female genital mutilation, 4 wives, sexist slaves, second-class citizen, dhimmis, jizya. When did all of that become our norm? It was theirs. Let's just take our norm back. You know what? I don't even want us to break their norm. Let them have their norm. Forget it. Let them have their norm. We just need to take our own norm back. And we should stop being ashamed. Listen, as an immigrant, I am grateful to every single one of you who accepted me, who gave me a home, and you gave me a chance at life. As an immigrant, I am telling you, immigration is not a right. It's a privilege that I was blessed with, and I'm grateful for it. And I understood that I have been privileged. Stop letting them bully you to believe that you should be ashamed of yourself for not giving so much privilege to those who do not understand the blessings of it. That's all I'm asking. Immigration is a blessing to those who understand it, not to those who manipulate it. Again, topic of my Substack today. If you go to Substack, liveuptofreedom.substack.com, it is the latest on the very top that I published today. Now, I used Mr. Mumin as an anchor to explain all of this, but the explanation is there. John says, I hope someday you can write the book about how Quran includes elements that obviously benefited Muhammad, proving he created the whole thing. I will add that to the 7 book ideas I have, and I will put that in there as the 8th one. Appreciate it. Thank you, John. I love you guys too. Okay, I want to make sure. Tana says, Amen. Send it. I'm going to be praying he reads it, and that he would give you time to hear you out, listen and act, praying for you. Thank you, Tana. Honestly, if he does read the book, I don't even need him to call me. It is spelled out in the book, word by word, step by step, action by action, all of it through legal codation, nothing made up. Hey, I said so, let's go do it. He can legally, without any issue, he'll receive backlash, yes. But the liberal tears, no legal issues within the call to actions and the steps of countermeasure that book will he face. Thank you, Leslie. I appreciate that. Thank you, Dawn. I would love it if you all, Dawn said, I'll buy one book for me, one for my pastor, and one for my police chief. I strongly suggest that. And again, this isn't about me selling the book. I just told you, send me info, I'll send them for free. This book is going to get those light bulbs going. And it is written unbiased. It is factual, it is historical, it is, there is so much research that they don't need to worry. Again, one of the things I made sure is every word in the book is so constitutional that no one can come claim anything about it. Yes, one portion was protecting myself, because you all know the moment this book is out, a lot of them, well, let's just say, care number one is going to try to sue me for the book, right? So one was to protect myself. I don't have, the budget to go up against CARE, though, don't get me wrong, they're more than welcome to try to come after me. I'm not going to budge. Every word of that book is factual and backed up by sources. But the second reason was if a fellow American reads it and decides to do what I told them, I'll make sure they are also protected. Yes, Teresa, that is a great idea. Okay, I think I have 4 minutes. So let me try to, John said, where will we be able to purchase the book? So it will be, when it's published, it will be available on Amazon. I think that's where I'm just going to keep it. Again, self-publishing, not much budget, so it's going to be on Amazon. And I will also have some pre-orders or ordered autographed ones that you'll be able to purchase just directly through my own website. The Amazon ones also will be available. But I will make sure to announce it as we get close to that. Thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate your kind words. I'm going to buy everyone this book for birthday and Christmas. Thank you, Shirley. I tried, guys. I tried to have it out before Christmas. It was literally impossible. But pray, and support if you can. Become a paid subscriber on Substack. Make a purchase on my art store, or sending donations. So my goal is to have this somewhere mid-March, Lord willing. Pre-order starting mid-February, but we'll see. I had a feeling, John. Yes. Well, you get a signed copy. That's definitely the case. Where is Palestine, you ask? Go to the Bible. For as up until 1948, it was the Palestine region. I can't even say your ID. CSTAM. Yeah, you tell yourself that. That sounds good. Sure. You do realize Bible was not written in 1949, so you can find a proof of up to 1948 Palestine is in the Bible. Honey, do better. No. There is no mention of Palestine nor Palestinians in the Bible. And here's where it gets more funny. There is no mention of Palestine or Palestinians even in the Quran. Though 131 times in the Quran you see the word Israel, either as the land or Bani Israel, people of Israel. 131 times, but well, somehow you don't see it in the Bible or the Quran to say Palestine or Palestinians. Hi, Payman John, Hubi. Sorry. Okay, guys, we are at the very end of today's show. I apologize for the glitches with my system and glitches with this system. I'm still snapping out of the authorship. Maybe I shouldn't. I feel like I'm doing better with my shows with the authorship mindset. I appreciate you guys. I want you to pay attention, and I really want you to go. The Substack from today is for free, so you can read it. Please read it. It might, a couple of light bulbs might go off in your mind as well. liveuptofreedom.substack.com, liveuptofreedom.substack.com. We need 26 more paid subscribers for this month and this week. I will be sending one handmade cross. The picture of it is available on my Substack and Facebook to one of the new subscribers, paid subscribers of this week. LUTFstudio.com. LUTFstudio.com. We still have our Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale going on, 25% across the store until Thursday. So head over to LUTFstudio.com, make a purchase. That way you support my work dramatically. That is by far one of the places that accept direct donations. Most of the proceeding goes to my bank account. And also on my website, liveuptofreedom.com, there's a wish list option if you want to make a purchase of an actual gift, or you can click on Annie's birthday gift banner and give directly cash gifts for my birthday. You guys are amazing. I will be back tomorrow at the same time, same place, same channels, with close to today's topic. We're going to conclude on immigration issues and the solutions tomorrow with some extra news. Until then, you all stay safe, stay vigilant. May God bless you and may God bless America. Goodbye, guys.
You are watching Worldview 2, built on the 35 years of Worldview books, documentaries, research, high-profile interviews, and the radio and television broadcasts of Brannon House. This is Brannon House.